Donald Trump Jr. and Kimberly Guilfoyle have broken up. There has been speculation for months that the pair's relationship has been on the rocks.
Kimberly Guilfoyle and Donald Trump Jr. seemed like the ultimate power couple, a glamorous, outspoken conservative duo constantly in the spotlight. But behind their polished public persona, cracks were forming beneath the surface. Shocking revelations have emerged that Guilfoyle's alleged Boozy nickname and party girl lifestyle may have been the breaking point that ended their 4-year relationship and rumored engagement. As a former Fox News host and prosecutor turned Trump campaign advisor, Guilfoyle brought her signature bold personality and fashion-forward style to the conservative world. But her larger-than-life social presence reportedly clashed with Don Jr.'s more serious, sober lifestyle. Insiders suggest Guilfoyle's drinking became a growing issue between the couple, with her Margarita Girl moniker hinting at the divide that would ultimately lead them to call it quits. In this video, we'll explore Kimberly Guilfoyle's background, how her persona rubbed up against Don Jr.'s quiet recovery journey, and the other factors that may have contributed to their high-profile split. More than just gossip, their story is a cautionary tale about the importance of compatibility and shared values in any relationship. Kimberly Guilfoyle's background and persona. Long before becoming a household name, Kimberly Guilfoyle was forging an impressive career in law and media. Born in 1969 to an Irish father and Puerto Rican mother, Guilfoyle grew up in San Francisco and earned her law degree from the University of San Francisco. She quickly made a name for herself as a tough, no-nonsense prosecutor, handling high-profile cases including domestic violence and homicide. In 2001, Guilfoyle's star began to rise when she married prominent Democrat Gavin Newsom, who was elected mayor of San Francisco in 2003. As the city's first lady, Guilfoyle became a fixture of the social scene, known for her glamorous looks and magnetic presence. But politics wouldn't keep this power couple together, with Guilfoyle and Newsom divorcing in 2006. Guilfoyle's career pivoted to television when she moved to New York to host a show on Court TV. Her legal expertise and dynamic personality caught the eye of Fox News, where she served as a legal analyst and co-host on the popular show The Five. Unafraid to speak her mind and spar with liberal guests, Guilfoyle's profile as a conservative commentator grew. Friends and colleagues describe Guilfoyle as an entertainer at heart, always ready with a joke or story. Her bold fashion choices, from body-hugging dresses to sky-high stilettos, became her signature. Whether hosting parties at her Hamptons home or rubbing elbows at society events, Guilfoyle's zest for life and ability to command a room made her both envied and admired. But some noticed that beneath the polished exterior, Guilfoyle had a penchant for letting loose. One former Fox colleague claimed she had a reputation for her alcohol-fueled adventures after hours, earning her the Margarita Girl moniker. As her romance with Donald Trump Jr. blossomed, questions emerged about whether Guilfoyle's social butterfly lifestyle could jive with her new beau's more low-key way of life. Relationship with Donald Trump Jr. When Kimberly Guilfoyle and Donald Trump Jr. first crossed paths at a Hamptons party in 2018, it seemed like a match made in conservative heaven. The newly divorced Don Jr. was immediately taken by the stunning and vivacious Guilfoyle. They bonded over their shared love of politics, hunting, and the great outdoors. News of their budding romance hit the tabloids, and soon they were an it couple of the Republican Party. With Guilfoyle leaving her role at Fox to join a pro-Trump super PAC, she and Don Jr. became a regular presence on the campaign trail. Their Instagram feeds showcased a jet-setting lifestyle of MAGA rallies, gala events, and hunting trips. Engagement rumors swirled in 2019 when Guilfoyle was spotted sporting a huge diamond ring. Though they never publicly confirmed wedding plans, the couple seemed to be getting more serious. In 2020, they even bought a $4.5 million home together in the Hamptons. But those closest to the couple started noticing signs of tension. Don Jr.'s friends were surprised by his choice of the much older Guilfoyle, with some 13 years between them. And while Guilfoyle thrived in glitzy social settings, Don Jr. was known to be more of a homebody. According to some reports, Don Jr. wanted to settle down and expand his family, while Guilfoyle was happy with their fancy-free lifestyle. Her penchant for revealing outfits also raised eyebrows in the Trump family, with Don Jr. allegedly embarrassed by some of her fashion choices. The biggest shadow looming over their relationship was Don Jr.'s hard-fought battle with sobriety. After struggling with alcohol abuse in his youth, the father of 5 committed to a clean lifestyle in his 20s. While he credited his sobriety with helping him become a better father and businessman, it also meant he no longer wanted to be around boozy social scenes. As engagement rumors died down and breakup speculation swirled, many wondered if Guilfoyle's continued social drinking had become an insurmountable challenge for the couple. Little did anyone know, the Margarita Girl was about to become their undoing, the Margarita Girl nickname. In the summer of 2022, salacious reports began to surface that Kimberly Guilfoyle's partying had reached a tipping point in her relationship with Donald Trump Jr. According to some insiders, her fondness for cocktails was at direct odds with Don Jr.'s stone-cold sober lifestyle, to the point where it had officially become a problem between them. The cracks really began to show when an alleged former Fox News colleague came forward claiming Guilfoyle had a long-standing reputation as a party girl, even coining the nickname Margarita Girl during her days at the network. The unnamed source dished about Guilfoyle's supposed drinking escapades, painting her as the life of the party, sometimes to her own detriment. Other media outlets picked up the story, with Page 6 reporting that Guilfoyle's rumored booziness was the #1 reason for the couple's demise. A Trump family friend supposedly spilled that Don Jr. had been unhappy with Guilfoyle's drinking for some time, but her behavior at a recent July 4th party at Mar-a-Lago was the final straw. The Daily Mail took things a step further, claiming that Guilfoyle's drinking had long been a sore spot for the Trump family. Melania was allegedly concerned that Guilfoyle wasn't a good influence on her stepson or his 5 children. The entire family was also reportedly put off by Guilfoyle's over-the-top persona and attention-seeking antics. If the insiders are to be believed, Guilfoyle's social habits ran completely counter to Don Jr.'s sober values. After hitting rock bottom in his early 20s, Don Jr. has been open about using AA and therapy to overcome his addiction demons. He's discussed how getting clean made him a more present father and focused businessman. Friends say Don Jr. takes his recovery extremely seriously and tries to avoid triggers, including big drink fests. This is partly why he favors quiet nights at home or bonding with his kids in nature over glitzy parties. Attending booze-soaked events with Guilfoyle was likely a real struggle, no matter how supportive he may have wanted to be. The fact that the nickname Margarita Girl has now gone viral speaks to just how much Guilfoyle's social persona clashed with her boyfriend's sober sensibilities. While she may have brushed off the barbs in the past, being branded the party girl after dating an avowed non-drinker had to sting. Of course, Guilfoyle's reps have adamantly denied that she has any kind of drinking problem, let alone that it impacted her relationship. Those close to her claim she merely enjoys the occasional social cocktail, and that the Margarita Girl moniker was likely drummed up by bitter ex-colleagues. Whatever the truth may be, it's clear this couple faced a serious clash of lifestyles, only exacerbated by the immense pressure of living in the public eye. For a recovering alcoholic, watching a partner continuously indulge in his former vice would be tough for anyone, let alone the son of a president. Don Jr.'s sober journey. To fully understand how Kimberly Guilfoyle's social drinking may have impacted her relationship with Donald Trump Jr., it's important to look at his long road to sobriety. Don Jr. has been candid about his hard partying days at the University of Pennsylvania, where heavy alcohol use was the norm. In his 2019 book, Triggered, Don Jr. opened up about how his parents' bitter divorce sent him into an alcoholic spiral. He wrote, "I used to drink a lot and party pretty hard, and it wasn't something that I was particularly good at. Close friends worried his habits were getting out of control. Everything changed in 2001 when Don Jr. woke up after a bender and decided he was done letting alcohol hold him back. He threw himself into work at the Trump Organization and discovered a passion for the outdoors. Hunting trips became his new way to bond and blow off steam. Now 44, Don Jr. hasn't touched alcohol in over 20 years. He's discussed how sobriety helped him step into his role as a father of 5 and right-hand man to his famous dad. Staying clean is an integral part of the disciplined lifestyle he's cultivated. This is why Guilfoyle's rumored Margarita Girl ways were such an ill fit from the start. Addiction experts caution how challenging it can be for a sober partner when their loved one continues to drink socially, even if it's just casually. Watching Guilfoyle throwback cocktails may have taken a genuine toll. There's also the fundamental disconnect between a hardcore partier and someone more focused on family and a low-key lifestyle. After working so hard on his recovery, it makes sense that Don Jr. would want a partner who shared his healthy values. Dating someone who loved to drink and stay out late was likely exhausting. Other contributing factors. While Kimberly Guilfoyle's alleged drinking is the splashiest reason being cited for her split from Donald Trump Jr., insiders suggest a perfect storm of factors led to their demise. From political pressures to fundamental lifestyle incompatibilities, this pair faced more than their fair share of challenges. One of the most persistent rumors dogging the couple was Guilfoyle's fondness for sexy, skin-bearing outfits. Even at serious political events, she was known for her short hemlines and plunging necklines, a far cry from the demure looks favored by most political spouses. Sources claim Don Jr. grew increasingly embarrassed by Guilfoyle's look-at-me fashion choices, worrying she wasn't presenting the right image as his father geared up for a re-election run. He allegedly felt her style was more fitting for a night-out clubbing than a buttoned-up fundraiser. The couple's 13-year age gap was also a recurring issue. At 53, Guilfoyle is significantly older than 44-year-old Don Jr. and already went through a starter marriage in her 30s. Friends thought the accomplished lawyer seemed an odd match for Don Jr., who spent his 20s working hard to overcome addiction and family drama. According to Page 6, Don Jr. was eager to settle down and expand his family with Guilfoyle. After all, his ex-wife Vanessa had given him 5 kids by age 40. But Guilfoyle allegedly wasn't keen on having more children in her 50s, straining their relationship. Her failure to bond with Don Jr.'s brood was likely another disappointment. Then there was the fishbowl factor of being half of a high-profile MAGA couple. Every red carpet appearance and rally speech was picked apart by the media and public. Vicious rumors spread that Guilfoyle was only with Don Jr. to get famous, riding his coattails to become a right-wing star in her own right. Some of the most brutal gossip came from inside Trump world itself. According to Politico, many of the top brass on Trump's 2020 campaign couldn't stand Guilfoyle, finding her a liability and huge diva. They complained about her cringeworthy speeches, haughty attitude, and constant efforts to steal the spotlight from Don Jr. When controversy erupted over Guilfoyle's sky-high $180,000 speaking fee for a Trump fundraiser, all eyes turned to Don Jr. Insiders wondered if he was embarrassed by his girlfriend's money grab, just one more sign she was using him to cash in on MAGA mania. All the while, concerns about Guilfoyle's effect on Don Jr.'s sobriety lurked in the background. Watching her gallivant at gala after parties while he went home early had to be tough. In any relationship, pressure mounts when one partner feels they've outgrown the other's wild ways. Given how hard Don Jr. has worked to project a family man image and avoid his father's playboy rep, Guilfoyle's flashy Trump-era persona was likely a real trigger after a while. His new relationship with conservative news commentator Kimberly Guilfoyle, who is known for her bold on-air presence and glamorous looks, has sparked both fascination and controversy. The breakup. In December 2022, after a tumultuous 2-year engagement, Kimberly Guilfoyle and Donald Trump Jr. officially called it quits. Confirming the news to Page 6, Don Jr. tried to strike an amicable tone, vowing they would always have a special bond despite going their separate ways. But behind his diplomatic statement, sources said the breakup was a long time coming. Guilfoyle's drinking had allegedly spiraled to the point where Don Jr. could no longer tolerate her raucous socializing. Her over-the-top antics at a 4th of July Mar-a-Lago event were rumored to be the final straw. Friends claim Guilfoyle was devastated by the split and caught completely off guard. She had sacrificed her TV career to follow Don Jr. onto the campaign trail and hoped to become part of the Trump family legacy. Being dumped likely bruised her ego as much as her heart. Those close to Don Jr. say he just couldn't picture a long-term future with his flashy, hard-partying fiancée. Her margarita girl persona may have been fun initially, but it clashed too much with his low-key lifestyle as a sober dad of 5. He craved someone more private and family-focused. In fact, Don Jr. wasted no time moving on with a new lady who seems a better fit. He was quickly linked to conservative media commentator Kimberly Guilfoyle, who at age 40 is much closer to him in age than his ex. Described as more low-maintenance than Guilfoyle, she seems to prefer hunting trips and family dinners over red carpets and bottle service. Only those in their inner circle know exactly what went down between Guilfoyle and Don Jr. in the end. But their doomed romance is a cautionary tale about what can happen when fundamental values and lifestyles don't align, no matter how strong the initial spark. The fallout and public reaction, 400 words, news of Kimberly Guilfoyle and Donald Trump Jr.'s breakup sent shockwaves through the political and celebrity gossip worlds. As one of the most prominent couples in the MAGA movement, their every move had been chronicled and dissected by the media. Now, their split was generating a frenzy of speculation and hot takes. Tabloids pounced on the Margarita Girl storyline, painting Guilfoyle as a party animal whose wild ways finally drove away the straight-laced Don Jr. Page 6, which broke the news of the breakup, reported being inundated with tips and leaks from sources eager to dish dirt on the couple's final days. On social media, reactions were predictably polarized along partisan lines. Guilfoyle's critics gleefully shared the embarrassing rumors about her drinking and attention-seeking behavior, seeing the breakup as proof she was never a serious political player. Her defenders accused the liberal media of trying to take down a strong conservative woman. Some of the sharpest commentary came from Guilfoyle's former Fox News colleagues, many of whom seemed to relish her fall from grace. One anonymous staffer snarked to the Daily Mail, "She always thought she was too good for Fox, and now look at her, dumped by Don Jr. and exiled from the inner circle." Even those in Trump world had trouble hiding their glee at Guilfoyle's misfortune. Campaign insiders, who had allegedly clashed with her diva antics for years, were quoted crowing that Kimberly finally flew too close to the sun. Few seemed surprised the romance had ended in disaster. For his part, Don Jr. stayed mostly silent in the immediate aftermath, only asking for privacy during a difficult time. But his new relationship with Kimberly Guilfoyle, which emerged just weeks later, sent a clear signal he was ready to put the past behind him and start afresh with someone new. As the dust settled, many wondered what the split would mean for Guilfoyle's political ambitions and public image. Some speculated she would try to launch a media company or social platform for conservative women. Others predicted she would sign up for a reality dating show to find her next famous suitor. Regardless of her next move, it's clear the implosion of Guilfoyle's picture-perfect romance dealt a serious blow to her carefully crafted persona. Being branded the hard-partying, social-climbing girlfriend who couldn't make it work with a Trump has to sting for someone who once had designs on being First Lady. Only time will tell if the self-proclaimed Margarita Girl can shake off this scandal and write a comeback story of her own. On the surface, Kimberly Guilfoyle and Donald Trump Jr. had all the makings of a true power couple: good looks, shared conservative views, and undeniable chemistry. But as details of their breakup emerge, it's clear their differences ran deeper than anyone realized. Guilfoyle's alleged party girl lifestyle, encapsulated by her Margarita Girl nickname, appears to have been a wedge that drove them apart. For Don Jr., a child of divorce who's worked hard to maintain his sobriety and fatherly reputation, watching his fiancée indulge in his former vices must have been painful. More than just a juicy bit of gossip, the unraveling of such a high-profile relationship sheds light on the unique challenges couples can face when one partner is in recovery. It also underscores how even the most glamorous pairings can crumble under the weight of incompatible values and goals. In the end, Margarita Girl may have delivered Kimberly Guilfoyle her biggest heartbreak yet. But by finally finding a partner who shares his quieter, family-oriented lifestyle in Kimberly Guilfoyle, Donald Trump Jr. is proving that lasting love is about so much more than what looks good on paper or on a flashy magazine cover.